What is up, you crew? It's your boy Zach. We got Splash, and we got the man of the hour. You've seen him everywhere by now. Electricity personified, a live wire. The man who announced Kayvon Thibodeau's name, Sam Prince. Prince on the pod. We got him here in Vegas on uSTADIUM. This is our day 2 preview, day 1 recap. But first, we're going to start with the man of the hour. You, of course, had a day that very few people will ever get to experience. And as someone, look, I have had the privilege of knowing Sam since he was yay big. I know the whole Prince family. Sam is one of the toughest, most determined, one of the strongest individuals I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. If you ever get the chance to meet this kid, he's the best. He's awesome. Dare I say he's extremely talented. One of the most talented kids I know. He's trying to become a sports broadcaster. He's a senior in high school. But you know what? Enough about me. This ain't about me. This is about him. So I'm going to give you the floor. Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself? And most importantly, what did you do last night? How did it feel? You're a super – I called you up. You're trending on Twitter. Okay. Yeah. Just say everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Splash, Zach. Thank you for having me on the show. Zach, great intro. Thank you, everyone, for all the comments, retweets, follows. Really appreciate it all. So how this thing whole came together, I got a heart transplant 11 years ago on March 14th, 2011, when I was 8 years old. Now I'm 19 years old. It's changed my life forever. I hope everyone becomes an organ donor. I'm living proof that it works. So I always had a Make-A-Wish, and I wanted to do something that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I thought about it for a while, and I love the Giants, and I love the draft. Zach and I love the draft. Yes. Zach and I, we love it so much together.
You do realize, like, Sam and I will be, like, running through mock drafts at, like, 11 o'clock at night on a Monday.
Like, Zach calls me up, what do you got? What do we got? So, and I was supposed to go in 2020 and announce Andrew Thomas's name, but that didn't happen. No one went. Not even the commissioner went.
You do have a relationship with Andrew Thomas.
I do. He's a really, really nice guy.
Plays the guitar.
I thought he also plays the piano.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy. So, and you know, Make-A-Wish wanted to surprise me, and you know they told my mom to say, you know, it's not happening. So like, I would be even more surprised. But I forgave them after I was mad at them. So they surprised me, and I got surprised by Joe Shane and Coach Dave at the practice facility. And they told me that I was going to the draft, and emotions were going through my mind. Like, oh my God, I'm going to Vegas. I'm announcing that name. And before that, I met with Mr. Mara, and we had a meeting on who to draft and my thoughts. And I said to him, Mr. Mara, if Kayvon Thibodeau's on the board, I would go up and run up on that podium and announce it myself. Little did I know I'd be doing that.
You know where I was when you called me? You called me and said everything? I was in the freaking paper towel aisle at Target.
Of course you were.
I dropped my basket. I was just like, "What? You're going to the draft?" Because he knew I was going.
Yeah.
Okay. So last night was crazy, absolutely crazy, and I think we want to hear your opinions on everything. We're just going to go 1 through 32. You got 20 minutes before you're headed off. You got interviews all day. You were on WFAN this morning.
Crazy.
You're on ESPN radio this afternoon. You were on, is it Good Morning America?
I was on Good Morning America. I'm like, oh my gosh. Hoda's like, I love you, Sam. I was like, you know, maybe I can
get
the Today Show.
Here's a question. You're such a people person.
I am.
Do you love is the attention, like, is it intimidating?
It's weird. Like, strangers are coming. Hey, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, you want to get a picture with me? Like, wow. Like, this is awesome. And, you know, I was backstage in between picks when it wasn't on TV. Colleen Wolfe interviewed me. And I think, did you guys see it?
Yeah.
And I was talking to her and Michael Irvin. Let me just tell you, Michael Irvin is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Same with Colleen, one of the nicest women I've ever met. She's so nice. She's gonna come on my podcast soon. Prince of the Pod.
Prince of the Pod.
Little plug right there.
There you go.
And I miss Sony. And let me just tell you, all the false rumors of Roger Goodell that he's not a nice guy is all false. He's one of the nicest of guys. He genuinely really cares about me.
Okay.
He was awesome. This is let's talk draft.
Let's talk the draft.
All right.
All right. We go 1 to 32. First, Jaguars select Georgia. I don't even know what you call him. You can call him a
Defensive
outside
lineman.
linebacker. You can call him anything. Trayvon Walker. Do you like the pick? I'm going to give it a C. I am of the belief that the best player on the edge position, defensive side of the ball, was Kayvon Thibodeau. But I understand in a sense where Trent Baalke's coming from. He sees a lot of Alden Smith in the kid.
Yeah, I mean,
Still, first overall? Really?
yeah, I mentioned the other day, do you draft like a guy like Daniel Hunter number 1 overall? Probably not. And I think the best comp for Trayvon Walker is a guy like Daniel Hunter that he's going to be good, but how is he number 1 pick, generational upside? I think you do get that with Thibodeau. And at least with Hutchinson, I think he can be maybe a Pro Bowler right now, maybe never an All-Pro, but I think Thibodeau can be a multi-time All-Pro moving forward. I don't know if you're getting that from Trayvon Walker.
I'm going to give it a C just because there is the upside. But also, would you have maybe gone with a guy like Ikem Ekwonu?
I personally, you know what, if I'm the Jags and, you know, if they're not going to draft Hutchinson or Kayvon, which is still mind-boggling to me, they should have drafted Akeem because who's protecting Trevor Lawrence? Zach
Brandon Sheriff. You got Cam Robinson.
They just paid Robinson.
Yeah, they did.
I think the Jags will go offensive line somewhere in the second or third round.
Zach made a comment to me, I said last year, right before the season started, he's like, I got this weird feeling Trevor Lawrence is going to be great, and it's going to be the next Andrew Luck.
Mhm.
Injury ruined his career. I'm calling it right now. I hope that
Lawrence
does not
didn't
happen.
get hurt last year, right?
No.
But he was knocked down over and over and over again. Okay, second pick. As much as I like Thibodeau, I feel like this made the most sense. Keep the local boy home. Grew up in Michigan. Grew up in the Detroit area. Went to University of Michigan. That's Aidan Hutchinson. I'm going to give it a B+.
You know, I'm going to give it an A-. I really like it. He was consensus. A lot of people thought he was a number 1 overall, but I thought it was going to be Akeem because they, you know, line got to protect Lawrence. I give it an A-.
A- for Hutchinson. Okay. Now things get fun.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley at 3. I thought that was going to be the reach of the night. Here's my thought on Stingley.
Ooh.
First of all, the last time Derek Stingley played at an elite level, nobody knew what COVID was.
Whoa.
You have to remember that. Granted, his 2019 tape, probably the best single season tape that anybody in this draft has had.
Yes. Easily.
But injuries, a Liz Frank injury is not easy to come back from, especially when you have a position like cornerback where you need that speed, you need that versatility. How much of that has Derek Stingley lost?
You know, a month ago, I thought he was going to fall down.
Interviews went really well. His pro day went really well. Obviously, Houston, they have the method of picking players that I'm not too high on. But
You know what? I think he is the player of the draft that is boom or bust.
yes,
Agreed.
absolutely.
Yeah, I know everyone at LSU vouched for him. They said, you know, when he's healthy, 2019, he was unbelievable. 2020, it's like a weird COVID year. And then 2021, he was playing injured, and his teammates are like, he's out there for us, right? It's like the Carson Strong thing that I've touched on before that, you know, he's out there for his teammates, and he's a super high character guy, you know, in the locker room, on the field, a leader. And I think that's what Houston is banking on here. That, look, I know you guys are not going to necessarily think it's a great pick, but I think Stingley is a tremendous player, and the upside there is probably better than anything any other pick.
It's just a little high. Like in my final mock, I put Stingley at 3. I think you put Stingley at 3.
I put Stingley at 3 too.
I'm going to give it a B.
I don't think it was I'll give it a B-. It's not a bad first round. It's not great.
I'll go B+.
Okay, 4, Sauce Gardner to the Jets. I know a lot of Jets didn't want to go D-back in the first round.
We're breaking out the A again, boys.
But Sauce is a special player. He's a special player, probably the best cover corner in the draft. So maybe Darrelle Revis.
Maybe, we got a little Jets
Ramsey?
Darrell to Sauce.
Maybe.
Are you drafting him over Ramsey, though?
Maybe over
No.
Ramsey. But I think Ramsey.
I don't think
No.
I'm drafting him over Ramsey.
I saw Ramsey as more of a safety coming out of the draft.
No.
Ooh.
But
Now that would be scary for the NFL.
either way, especially knowing how the rest of the night transpired for the Jets, I'm comfortable giving this pick an A.
I was going to give it an A no matter what. I thought Sauce at 4 is very appropriate where he should go. Sauce and I talked a little before the draft. Really nice guy. His favorite sauce is barbecue sauce. And these guys were wondering. I was wondering the same thing. I was like, Sauce, got to ask you a question. What's your favorite sauce?
This kid's great.
What's your favorite sauce, you guys?
Buffalo sauce?
Buffalo sauce.
I know you all
Okay,
too well.
Chick-fil-A sauce for the win, boys and girls.
I gotta say, now that I spent so much time in Missouri, good KC barbecue sauce.
Oh.
It's got to be from the right place.
I have not had KC barbecue sauce yet.
Well, next year you'll probably be at the draft in a different capacity.
Oh,
Come out as a fan. Come out to KC. I'll take you to the
The
spots.
Berman Mobile.
I would
Berman Mobile, the Subi.
I would love to. Okay.
Okay, fifth pick. Your pick. Kayvon Thibodeau is a New York Giant. And it's the first time I have said those words in a continuous chain out loud. But the Giants have a personality. They have a player that this morning Dane Brugler of The Athletic compared to Myles Garrett.
Yep.
I think at worst he is a better Jadeveon Clowney.
That's a good comp. I like it.
That's a good comp. Zach,
You have
this is amazing.
listen to this offensive line from the Giants. This is a really, really good O-line or the D-line.
D-line.
The offensive line.
We'll get to the O-line in a minute.
But you have on the edges, you have Azeez Ojulari, who was great last year. You have now Kayvon Thibodeau, and up the middle, you got Dexter Lawrence. Giants picked up his fifth-year option, and Leonard Williams. Now, man, that's pretty freaking good. I'm not saying the Giants are competing for anything this year.
No.
That's pretty good.
You know what? Don't be surprised if Zach,
If they win, 8-9 games?
if they win 8-9 games.
They're
I
not
think-
going to beat the Ravens.
Oh, yeah, but they do play the Ravens.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
But
We play
Thibodeau,
Oh, shoot. I have no idea if it's in Baltimore.
no, it's in Meadowlands.
Oh,
Thibodeau, I will give that an A+. I think you get overall the most talented player in the draft at 5. I can roll with it. My
There we
boy
go.
Sam.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
6th pick.
I got to talk about my
Oh
guy.
yeah, you
I gotta talk about my
You gotta
guy.
talk about your guy here.
I don't even know how the Giants got Kayvon Thibodeau. Zach and I were talking before the draft. We both thought it was a deadlock to Lions.
I also didn't think that they were actually going to go. That the Jags would go Walker. I thought the Jags were going to wind up going Hutchinson.
How does a year ago, when the college football season was starting, the consensus #1 overall pick, Kayvon Thibodeau, go 5 to the New York Football Giants?
Sometimes that happens. This was a weird draft, and oddly enough, the first 10 picks of this draft were by far the most conventional. Once we get to 11 through 20, that's when all hell breaks loose.
Oh,
Nah, I think that's putting it a little light.
Yeah, it's putting it a little bit.
9 trades,
Giants,
was it?
yeah, 9 trades. Giants get Thibodeau, but the tackle problem hadn't been solved yet, and we'll get to that. 6th pick. I'm comfortable giving out an A here as well. Panthers go their choice of the tackles. They pass up on a QB, and they take Ikem Ekwonu out of North Carolina State. Why do I like this pick so much? I think Matt Rule is a dead man walking after this year.
Yep.
But you need a guy that could transcend coaching staffs. You don't want to saddle the next coaching staff with another quarterback.
Yeah.
Instead, Panthers go with a smart, sensible, reliable player that is going to be an anchor on their offensive line. He can play guard, he can play tackle, he can play all over. You keep him in state. This is a great pick. I'm actually going to give this an A+. I love this pick.
This is a great pick. I thought they're going to go Pickett here because I heard a lot of rumors that they weren't sold on Darnold after that weird Ben McAdoo interview. How does Ben McAdoo even have a job?
I don't know. Just remember, he did want the Giants to draft Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, we know that. I wanted that too, but that's a different story.
Nick wants to chime in for 10. We'll get Nick in for there.
All right. Yeah, I'll send him the link.
Send him the StreamYard link. I love that pick. But continuing on, Giants at 7. We had heard that there was a lot of smoke on Charles Cross, and I believe it was Jordan Renan of ESPN that at first reported that the research on Cross was less about them wanting to take him first over with that first pick and more of them saying, well, if you're comfortable, are you comfortable taking Cross if both Neal and Ekwonu are off the board? Turns out they were. Mm-hmm. But that's not what happened because Evan Neal was on the board, and thus, while I'm going to give the Thibodeau pick an A, I'm going to give this pick an A+. Evan Neal of the Giants at 7. Arguably, if you look back September, October, the top 2 players in this class, Kayvon and Neal, are Giants. Now, before we go christening Joe Schoen.
Let's bow down to Joe Schoen for a second.
Before we christen Joe Schoen, I think it's less of him being this incredible GM. We still haven't really seen what he's capable of. This is more of the Giants not making stupid picks. Any smart GM would have done what he did. Any competent GM would have done what he had wound up doing. And guess what? For most teams, they'd be like, yeah, it's pretty good. For the Giants, it's like you just won the lottery. Because we ain't used to this.
No.
How does this affect Frank the Tank's legacy? Well, I can tell you Frank the Tank doesn't really know what to think because his Dolphins didn't have a first-round pick. Board couldn't have worked out much better for the Giants. Remember, in 2019, the board did work out well for the Giants, and they took Daniel Jones.
Who they did not extend the 5th year
This just means he's not – this is his proven year for them. And I think next year the Giants are going to trade up for C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young.
Or they maybe make a move for a veteran QB. I don't know.
Hey,
Or maybe they go Malik Willis today.
They have Super Bowl champion Tyrod Taylor on the roster.
Do you think they could draft him at 36?
I think they could go Malik Willis at 36 because it doesn't, to put it kindly, it gives Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll 2 cracks at the apple for a QB because if Malik Willis doesn't pan out, you didn't draft him in the first round. You didn't spend first round capital on the guy.
Right.
And if he does work out, great. If he works out and Daniel Jones works out, one of them gets traded and you get maybe a good pick out of that. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Giants to go Malik Willis at 7. The more 36.
7. I was like, whoa.
36. The more I think about it, the more I think Malik Willis might actually be a really good fit there.
I think it could be too. I think he's one of those guys. If you give him a year or two to rest,
as they say on the Francesa show, the Kansas City model. You gotta let him sit.
But,
okay.
All right. Speaking of letting him sit, we've let Nick sit for a while backstage. Let's pop him in.
Yeah.
Nick Spano, how's it going, buddy?
Good. What's going on, guys? How's it going?
What's up, Nick?
Not much, Sam. I gotta say, you were easily the best moment of the night. I thought your genuine excitement and interaction with Kayvon and how Kayvon handled it and his genuine excitement was one of the coolest moments I remember in draft history. So shout out to you. You got a future in this business. I was even listening to BT earlier and heard you on there, and you are awesome, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick. Really appreciate it.
Of course.
This kid.
Zach, he's got more energy than you, and I don't think that was possible.
I already have my coffee today too.
I got no coffee. 4 hours sleep.
Now do you see why the two of us connected?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're louder, Zach, but I think Sam is just naturally more energetic and excited. So it's just awesome. Yeah. I love it.
All right.
Look, I've had the honor of being his camp counselor. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He doesn't stop.
Play-by-play camp. Shout out right there.
Shout out to Jeremy Treatman. And,
Oh yeah, I did that before.
yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to the one in Emory.
All right.
Steve Goldstein.
All right. I gotta shout out Evan Neal. Then I gotta go to a interview. All right. I have to go soon. Thank you guys for having me on the show. But let's just talk about how that played out. I was backstage with Michael Irving. Can't believe I'm saying this. Backstage with Michael Irving and Colleen Wolfe. Let me just say, those two people were some of the nicest people I've ever met. I'm talking to Colleen. I'm like, Colleen, please, and she's an Eagles fan. I'm like, just be cross or Neil. Just be cross or Neil. Let's have Neil. But I'm like, and they're like, we know the pick. I'm like, don't tell me. I'm like, and I see on the TV. I was like, yes, home run. All right.
Sam and I are going to dip for a second because I got to say hi to his folks before two of us.
I can hang with Splash for a little bit.
So Nick and Splash are going to hang
Nick,
for a
nice
bit.
seeing you again.
I'll be back on
Splash,
in
nice
a second. Ladies
Great
and
job,
gentlemen,
buddy. Take
Sam
care.
Prince,
Thank you.
soon to be at
right.
ESPN. for the NFL Network.
How's it going, Nick?
Good, man. Forget ESPN. Come with us at uSTADIUM here. It'll be much more
Yeah,
fun.
fact. Yeah, you're always welcome. All right.
I have to
let's-
ask, Ryan, how was
Yes.
Frank this morning? Where is he?
I've not seen Frank this morning.
Oh, boy. All right, can you confirm, hopefully, he is at the hotel in his room?
I have not had any contact with him. I think Zach tried to call him. I don't know how well that went right before our show. So I can neither confirm nor deny.
I had easy odds on this happening. I had the under over at 4 p.m. Vegas time as first contact with Frank Vittorini today. So looking pretty good.
Yeah.
What an awesome night, man. It was just really cool to see you guys out there doing your thing. What was it like? I guess give everybody people watching, give them I'm not coming on to steal your show here, but give everybody like a rundown of what it was like. What was the vibe like? What was the kind of step by step that you guys did?
So it's just kind of like magical, and you see that it's such a big moment for all of these players. That 32 went last night, 230 are going to go over the next 2 days, and it's just you get to like see like a sliver of the moment for them, and that's so cool to it's just hearing Roger Goodell's voice. It's like a little bit higher in person than you would think. I don't know if that was just the microphone settings, but it was like a little bit higher. It's like this just feels special. There's fans from every team here. I saw a jersey from every single NFL team in the last 24 hours, which is just awesome. Like you have like good teams, bad teams, teams without a first round pick. Carolina, like every team was represented. I did not see another gold Lamar Jackson jerseys though, so I am unique.
You are unique for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, it was just fabulous. Just the energy, just walking around. Frank, Noah, and Zach fist bumped Ice Cube.
That is awesome.
And then like 5 minutes later, we run into Mike Golick Jr. and a co-host from one of his podcasts, and it's like we are talking sports with like legit people in the media, and that was like so cool. And I cracked a Hollywood Brown joke that we actually broke the AJ Brown trade to Mike, right? And then I said, "Oh, he's the second best Brown traded today," and the guy next to him is a big Ravens fan. He just started laughing. So,
that was what a weird like 20-minute period between Hollywood and AJ going, and funny just how under the radar those were kept because they were done days or hours in advance to it being announced. And the AJ Brown thing for sure. I mean, I remember just talking with people around the league about I want to call it 3 receivers because I never thought McLaurin was anything legit about getting traded, but they said like, hey, one of them are going to get traded by the draft, or during the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Debo thing came out, and I was like, oh wow, it's clearly going to be Debo, right? And teams made calls. The Jets felt like they were close. The Packers still, were in and out. So you felt it was that, and then DK kind of went off the. It seemed like that wasn't going to happen, and then you thought for sure AJ Brown was staying. He sounded like the by far the least likely to go until I think the John Robinson quote the other day was more telling than people thought. They probably just were like, oh, whatever. It's just, him talking. But he made it seem at that, like, I think there was a lot of frustration within the contract talks. And, the Titans, they're a run first offense. Obviously, they because they go as Henry goes. And we all know that. We know Tannehill is not very good. But now looking at that roster, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So
like Robert Woods is the wide receiver one.
I know.
Traylon Burks, I do love me some Traylon Burks, but
yeah,
Robert Woods and like last year this time it was Julio Jones and AJ Brown. Like I think that's a downgrade. I do love Burks, and I think Robert Woods still has some juice in the tank coming off of an ACL, but it's not the same as AJ and Julio, right? And you did
and
say
you have
that
a year older
like
Henry, and he's hurt, more hurt, more injured than he was. So,
the offensive line's not getting any younger. The defensive pieces, you need those to work. Like Bud Dupree hasn't worked yet. Harold Landry did have a bit of a breakout season last year, though. Yeah. So who knows? And you still play in a division with the Jaguars and Texans. So
right. And I don't know if you saw, because it was, I'm sure it was a madhouse in Vegas, but they showed Vrabel in the Titans war room, and he was, you could tell he was pissed. He was not happy. He was kind of leaning over the front of a chair on his phone, scrolling, kind of like I'm sure all the Titan fans were at home, just like angrily scrolling on their phone, thinking about maybe switching over to the burner to tell John Robinson to go fuck himself. But he was clearly pissed. And that was between obviously the picks and everything, all the excitement going on. That trade was a pretty big surprise.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was live when I saw Marquis got traded, and then like 5 minutes later, it's like AJ Brown got traded. What? At the Eagle or the Titans are on the clock at 18, and it was just watching it unfold, because you can watch it on Twitter, right? You can like refresh. Okay, whatever. But seeing like even something as simple as names on the board that had the next 10 picks, right? So like when the Ravens were on the clock at 14, it was at the time Texans, Texans, Commanders, Chargers, so on and so forth. And you can just see them change live, and they would announce the Vikings have traded the 12th pick. The Lions are now on the clock, and like we're turning around like, what's going on? The Lions just traded up. The Saints traded up to 11. We left before the Ravens' whole trade with Buffalo, because I would have been surprised there, but I think that was a great move. But it's just watching like history unfold in the flesh, in person, and it's magical. It's magical.
So cool. It's like Disneyland as a kid for football fans.
Yeah. Oh man, yesterday was like yesterday for me. I know Zach and Zach mentioned it was a great day for him, and like Acuna's back for the Braves. The Braves won. The Ravens have a whale of a draft. They get two guys that were top 10 on my board, and like we got a first-round pick from Marquis Brown.
I think that's a great deal. I think the Ravens, I put them in my easily top 5 winners. I am not a huge Marquis Brown fan. I know we've talked about that, and I love Linderbaum. Like, don't like him. I love him. Top 5 player in the draft for me. Like, what Raven picks? And I was on Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens for the longest time. Remember, I've mentioned it in probably 3 of our shows, different shows, and the latest mock draft too. I was all over him. And when they got Marcus Williams, I think that makes Kyle Hamilton more of a good fit for the Ravens, because he doesn't have to be that rangy guy. You could do so much more with him. And that was my worry. And my worry about him becoming a really good NFL player is gone now with the Ravens. I think they crush it. I love, and not surprising, obviously, DaCosta is just a stud. Everything, the Ravens are just, I don't want to blow smoke, because I don't want to toot their horn to you anymore and make you feel any better about them. But whatever they do just always works out.
Okay, we have some breaking news.
Replace it. What do we got?
Raiders declined 5th-year options for Farrell, Jacobs, and Abram.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean,
I'm not like The Jacobs one is surprising because I
Yeah,
don't.
a little bit.
Yeah, that one's weird. Farrell and Abram. Yeah, that Farrell's not good at
God, those
football.
are terrible picks.
So yeah,
Speaking of
final
three
touches-
first rounders, what's your thought on my Jets?
Oh my goodness. Zach put it great yesterday that MetLife Stadium won the draft. I think the easy best draft is the Jets. Second is Giants, and then you can have Eagles up there, Jags if you
Ravens.
like Walker, Ravens are up there.
Lions.
Yeah, Lions. I like the Lions. They didn't trade. They didn't give up a first. Minnesota,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I
think
that was weird.
Minnesota quietly had the worst day.
Yeah. They kind of
think-
saved themselves a little bit by taking Scene. I really like Louis Scene, so but the
Right.
value that they got in the trade backs and moving all the way back there, I thought they could have done a little bit better. I think that's a rookie GM showing his a little inexperience there, and he got kind of taken out to the woodshed in a deal. But hey, they ended up with Scene and some extra picks, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
But I think
and
they
if
could've done better.
they go Willis today, you get a shot at a quarterback in the second round. So.
I'm curious to see where these guys go. I definitely am surprised just because of all the buzz I was hearing with Willis. I'm not surprised Corral, Howell, even Ritter, even though Ritter kind of came on strong at the end. I'm not surprised. I think those guys are day two quarterbacks. I think Pickett was a day two quarterback. I think the Steelers reached, but who am I to tell the Steelers that they don't know about drafting quarterbacks? So I will definitely give them the benefit of the doubt.
And I believe he's using if not the same locker room, one of the same locker rooms at Pitt, because of course the Pitt Panthers use Heinz Field, the Steelers use Heinz Field. So I don't know. We were walking through the halls of the hotel last night, and I'm like, no Willis to Pittsburgh. I don't want to deal with that. I can deal with the consequences of the other five guys. Pickett's probably going to be a good NFL quarterback because Pittsburgh, but I just didn't want to deal with Willis. I think with Willis, you have the upside to be a top 10 quarterback. You have a guy that can compete with Burrow, Watson, Lamar. Pickett, I think, can be like the 16th best quarterback in the NFL. If he's better than that, cool. Congratulations. I don't anticipate him being – I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be a starter for many years, but I don't think he's more than a – I don't want to say Mac Jones because they're different quarterbacks, but like Mac Jones to me is like the 15th best quarterback in the NFL, around there. Like if Pickett is Mac Jones, okay, great. I don't think the Steelers are winning a Super Bowl with that, which is all that I care about.
This comparison I had, and not only player-wise, maybe, but I think situationally and where they were picked. What about Chad Pennington?
Oh, okay. See, I'm a huge Chad Pennington guy.
I love Pennington.
I'm a huge
Pennington before the injury too. Obviously,
I'm a big Pennington guy. I'm a big Pennington guy. I thought he should have won 2002 NFL MVP. Like when I go back and like look at stats, it's like, why didn't Pennington win this stupid MVP? I don't know. I need to do a show with Jack and we like go back and fix NFL history. But all right, let's continue. I don't know how long Zach is going to be, but let's continue. Number 8 pick, Drake London to the Atlanta Falcons. What's your initial grade?
You know what? I don't love it for two reasons. I don't love Drake London, and I don't love the Falcons taking a receiver right there. I think, my God, they have so many holes. I know it was a weird kind of range in the draft at 8. It was kind of, the players on the board were like, I think Jermaine Johnson would have made more sense there. But hey, he fell to 26, so a lot of teams passed on him.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. I don't love London, and you know what? I do like him better in a dome in that division better than I would if he were to go to a Northeast team, even like the Jets, for example. I think his style will do better in a controlled element like that, and I think he's more of a low key guy. I didn't see him. It takes a different kind of guy to play in the Northeast, and especially New York. And so I kind of liked that fit, but I don't love the player, and I don't love the position pick for the Falcons.
I think it kind of works. It depends on who the Falcons' long-term quarterback is. I don't believe it's going to be Mariota. They could pick a guy today, who knows? But if you match a quarterback with Drake London's skill set, I think that would be like excellent. You get a guy that turns 50-50 balls into 70-30 balls. You get a guy that kind of Brandon Marshall-y, Mike Evans-y, that he's not going to burn you, but he has enough, like he has functional speed. It's kind of like he has a more wiggle.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you
wiggle
mean.
in his routes than
Yeah.
like Marshall had like wiggle in his routes. He's not running a 4.3, but he gets open, and when he's not open, you have big first baseman gloves to catch the football.
Yeah.
He was uber productive last year with SC before he went down with injury. I think he's a good player. I have a true first round grade on him. A touch early. I was thinking Jameson Williams there made sense. I did like the wide receiver pick as a whole. I don't hate it. I'd probably go with a C+ there.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, the one thing with Drake London, and when you compare Evans and Marshall, because I saw those comparisons, and Evans was a first rounder, and Marshall, I believe, was a second. Those two guys are fiery, and Marshall, to his own admission, in his early days, more fiery in a negative way. And he kind of changed. Obviously, he's talked about his issues he went through. And then Evans is a very fiery guy, probably underratedly fiery. London seems a little more lax to me. I don't know. He might need to kind of develop that toughness at the next game level if he wants to play with that style, because he's going to go up against some bigger, tougher corners in the NFL. And those guys those 70-30s in college, that's why they call them 50-50, because these guys are better in college. You know that. Obviously, in the NFL, these corners are tougher, they're faster, they're longer. So if he could develop that tough streak, that toughness a little bit, I think he could be really good. But that's where I kind of see him lacking at the next level.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If you put him with the right quarterback, it'll go really well. If you put him with the wrong quarterback, I thought he would work well with the Jets. I think Zach Wilson can be accurate outside the numbers in the intermediate range. He probably wasn't going to fall to Aaron Rodgers in the Packers, but that would have gotten an A+ for me. That is a perfect fit to me. Some teams that it wouldn't have worked out with, but he's a Falcon, so congratulations there. Moving to number 9, Charles Cross, offensive tackle out of Mississippi State, heads to Seattle. They finally draft a offensive lineman.
When Russ is gone.
Yeah, when Russ is gone. No more let Russ cook it. Let Locke not screw up, and let Geno Smith not get sucker punched in the face. So Charles Cross, initial grade.
I like it. I like Cross a lot. And the one thing I was going to mention to Zach and other Giant fans was I never thought Cross made much sense for them, because if you want to play, I think he needs to play left tackle. You need him to be your pass protector. I wouldn't have put him at right tackle. So as long as Seattle plays him there, and he can, obviously he's going to have to run block better and develop at the next level. And I think he will. It's not for the lack of that he can't, but I liked it. I thought I would say a B+.
Yeah, I would go maybe A- B+. Are you worried at all about Mike Leach tackles in the NFL?
Yes. Yep. That's why. Yeah.
Okay. I agree. That's fair. It's kind of like nuclear waste football. So he has good technique, but it's technique in the Mike Leach system, not necessarily anything you'll be running in the NFL. It's kind of like the same complaint people have with Corral and Howell at quarterback, that you're not going to run that many RPOs. Right? How many true pass sets did Charles Cross have? Not as many as you'd like for a top 10 tackle. I think a top 10 pick. I think he's going to be great. I think Seattle is in the market for a quarterback today. Could go Corral, could go Ritter, whomever, and that can be your.
I'd love to see them get a quarterback. One of those guys. One of those three today. Not Howell, because I think he stinks. But I would love to see Ritter in Seattle. I think. His game plays well with what they're used to. Same with Malik, and same with Carroll. I guess they can kind of Corral and Carroll. Sure. That would be weird to say, but
yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be fun to see where those guys go, because I like all three of them. I don't love them, and I don't think that they're great, and that oh my god, they fell to the second round. They're probably all second round picks.
Yeah, I agree.
But they're fun. They're fun guys, and if they land in the right spot, they can play.
Yeah, I think I gave 3 second-round grades. Like I would be comfortable taking them in the second round for the quarterbacks. I gave 2 like between first and seconds, and I gave 1 first. But with the caveat that you would never take him in the first round because Carson Strong is not going to play this year. So there we go. Moving on to 10, your JETS Jets take Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's unfair to Wilson for me because I was praying it was a Debo spot and was told, and it's actually been confirmed that the Jets offered this pick plus I was told it was a day 3 pick swap, so I think the Jets would have given them the early 4th where they're picking, and they would have taken the Niners later 4th, kind of what they did with Tennessee, the late 3rd for the early 3rd on the trade up for Johnson. So unfairly to Wilson, I was a little disappointed, but it's not about the player. And the same thing with Sauce with me, but I don't want to get into that.
I'm back.
We did not make much progress.
All right, where are we?
I know I'm talking
10.
too much.
We're still at number 10?
Yeah, I
We had
talk
a
too
whole
much.
conversation about AJ Brown, Marquis Brown.
All right, are we still grading?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go quick. I talk too much. I'll and Zach, I'll hand it off to you anyway. So I'll
right.
give Garrett Wilson the B+ too, just
Sorry,
because I really like the player.
I was doing a paparazzi control with Sam. I'm walking around with him. Oh, I'm gonna get your picture. I can get this kid's.
Yeah, he's awesome. I hope he enjoys this moment, man. It's good for him.
I mean, like I had said before, like he and I've known him since I was a little kid. I was his camp counselor for a couple of years. I'm close to this family. He'll call me at like 11 at night on a Monday, be like, "Who are the Giants drafting?" Like, we'll talk about it like on a whim. He's such a good kid. Deserves the world. Okay. Speed around now. Saints trading up to Olave, C-. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it over Jameson Williams.
Agree.
Didn't like receiver, fine. Olave.
I like Olave in their system.
You could have taken him at 16,
no? No, not after the run of receivers we saw. I think they made the right move to trade up for one, just they picked the wrong one.
Teams got frantic there with those receivers. Look at Washington. We'll talk about later, but who? What did they move from? 16 to 11.
Yeah, 16 to 11.
I mean, hey, you'd rather be New Orleans and take Olave over Jahan Dotson at 16. So that
Dotson over Burks.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Right. I think C+ is fair. Yeah.
12.
Lions trading up Jameson Williams.
That's an A.
I think it's an A. They fleeced Minnesota.
Yeah, that was a horrible trade for Minnesota.
All right, 13. Philly trades up Jordan Davis.
I'm going to go A here. And the reason I say that is because A, I really like Jordan Davis as a player. B, I really like what they have with him and Fletcher Cox at the middle. And C, the fact they got AJ Brown with their other pick makes this pick acceptable.
Agreed, totally. But I'll go B+ because
I would go B.
I have a interior defensive line that early bias.
Jordan Davis is also not your average IDL, so.
But he's still going to play 65% of snaps.
Right.
That's ambitious.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
14 Ravens.
Hamilton. I'm going to go A.
A+.
Player of that caliber falling that low.
And adding to the fact that it's the Ravens, and B, what me and Splash has talked about, the fact that they have Marcus Williams already, and you're not going to ask Hamilton to do things that Hamilton shouldn't be doing.
I mean, you can deploy Hamilton all over the place.
Yep. That's why
tight end eraser, Pat Freiermuth is in the division. David Njoku is in the division. You're going to have to play Kelsey at some point. You're going to have to play the Patriots have 2 tight ends. I think
the Bengals draft a tight end somewhere.
They could do that. If you play Denver, they have I guess
Albert O.
They did, your boy,
my boy.
They did trade Fant. I'm a big Fant guy. Waller, if you play Vegas, so lots of talented tight ends. You have a tight end eraser, I think. You have a super physical guy, and the Ravens breed safeties, right? Ed Reed, Rod Woodson was there for a little bit. Earl Thomas was a Pro Bowler in 2019, believe it or not. All right, 15, Kenyon Green, Texans.
D. I would not have taken him over Zion Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest question mark until one we'll talk about later.
Okay. I am going to play devil's. I like the Green pick. I think Green is a great player. Yes, I would have taken Zion over him, but I do. It perhaps is I don't want to say a culture thing, but Zion is a pro-ready like pass protector, and I think he can be a Pro Bowler this year for the chart. Oh my goodness, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I do. If you want to like establish a culture, I think you can. I think Green's an excellent person to bring in and say, we're going to punch you in the mouth. We're going to be the underdog mentality. And we're just, we're going to beat you at the point of attack.
But can't you do that with Zion Johnson?
I think you can, but Zion, I'm not going to trash Zion, but I think they're just fundamentally different guards. I think Zion is more of a pass protecting maestro. Like he played left tackle well the one time he had to start there at BC. I think Kenyon Green is more of a mauler. It's like Linderbaum versus the kid from Luke Fortner. It's just a different style.
Kind of safety.
Yeah, different player, different style, different style of guard. And I respect the Texans for taking the guard.
I think it's a reach.
I thought it was perfectly in line with value. Is it a touch early for guard? Yes. But is he a good player? Yes. All right, 16. Commanders, Jahan Dotson.
C-.
D-.
Good. I think Dotson's a good player.
Separation worries me.
But separation that early for a guy that's going to become a slot receiver in the NFL? Don't love it.
That is true. Like slot is a position you have to you start nowadays, and teams need wide receiver depth. I think
that's a desperation. They were desperate, and they were frantic because they traded out where they could have gotten Olave or somebody, and they ended up having to take this guy because they wanted a receiver, and he was the only one.
And not Burks?
Yeah, I think Burks, the athletic scores scared some teams, so I think that's what it was.
I guess I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think a slot receiver is a starting role in the NFL. I think it's what I've taken him. No, I think it's a C.
Okay. Yeah. Next up.
Zion Johnson.
A+.
Yeah, A. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
unreal.
Literally a perfect pick. Perfect pick. The guy's going to be a Pro Bowler for the next 10 years in
All right.
Los Angeles.
Titans at 18. Traylon Burks.
Titans at 18. Burks. Ugh.
I'm going to give it a D because of what really came apart.
Yeah. If it was just Burks, but they were keeping A.J. Brown, I'd go B+.
Oh,
yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. You get out of A.J. Brown's money.
Like the pick, but getting rid of that player?
I'm gonna say A-. I think the player is great. He was the number 2 receiver on my draft board, I believe. Just tremendous player, and I think he can be, 75 to 80% of A.J. Brown very, very quickly. And
maybe even 100 down the line.
Yeah, down the line, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Traylon is A.J. Brown. Thank you, Chaos.
Is A.J. Brown a little overhyped? Like, what do you guys think?
A.J. Brown is probably better than you think he is.
Yeah,
I just had
throwing him the ball in Philadelphia.
I agree. I had that conversation with my brothers a few minutes ago. They both love A.J. Brown, and I've always been a little less on A.J. Brown.
I love Jalen Hurts. That's my problem. If Philadelphia gets a quarterback, look out. But until then, I can't buy it.
Yeah, and
they'll be all over it next year.
Run-heavy offense.
They'll be all over the quarterbacks next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had with Brown, he's had to deal with Tannehill. He's had to deal with the run-heavy offense. He is a special player when the ball is in his hands. Just his ability, like a good version of Laviska Shenault, right? It's Deebo Samuel-y, but like a bit of a bigger frame. He is a running back playing wide receiver, and he has legit wide receiver talent, high pointing the football, legit long speed. He's a stellar player. Philadelphia got a good one there.
Sorry, my watch just died.
Okay, there you go.
Keep going, 20.
19. Number 19, Trevor Penning, New Orleans Saints.
B+, I like the pick.
Me too.
Okay, Zach said B+. I picked this in both my what I would do and what I expect to happen. So
I like the pick.
I like it a lot. That was the only one I got after 2.
I don't understand what the hatred with Trevor Penning is.
Because he went to a small school.
But he's an animal. I know, but you take that with his I think people in every position in this sport underrate this toughness aspect to guys. This is a nasty sport, man. Like you can't underrate a guy who's just a straight up bully. This guy brings a new intensity, and they have Ryan Ramczyk. They've drafted well on the offensive line.
Oh, that's right. He's going to play left.
Yeah, like that could be the only
It's a
worry. I
very
would love
Mickey
him at right
Loomis pick.
tackle. I love Trevor Penning, and I
It's
I
a
had this
very
conversation
Mickey
with
Loomis
Jet fans. Yeah,
Would
it is,
you-
and I think he brings a lot. Like it's needed with Armstead gone.
Okay,
a
how do you
great
feel
pick.
about moving Ramczyk from right to left and plugging Penny
I
in
don't
at
think that's out of the conversation. I think that could happen.
right? All right.
20.
Kenny Pickett. I was screaming in the halls that I'm just glad it's not Malik Willis. Happiness there. I think he's going to be fine. I would say like a C plus. They didn't have to trade up for him. B minus. We'll go B minus.
B minus. I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the Yinzers are so happy about the fact they kept the kid from Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh
He broke Dan Marino's records.
that they're completely blinded by the fact they took the wrong quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what? I would dislike it if it was any other team but Pittsburgh. Cool that he stays in the same town. Who again, like I mentioned to Splash before, who might have judged Pittsburgh on drafting quarterbacks? If they really liked him out of all of the quarterbacks, then who am I? I don't personally love Pickett.
I think it's the wrong pick for every other team except for the Steelers because of where he went to
That's
school.
fair.
I think it's a good pick.
Yeah. Like the culture there of, he gets to sit a year behind Trubisky /
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Ooh, yuck.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, moving over to 21. The Chiefs trade up for
Trent McDuffie.
A
pick.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah, I like it.
of value and fit.
Need as
and
well.
Need. Oh man, I love this pick.
And I think he could play slot. I think he can do a lot of what Honey Badger did, actually. I know he's not exactly the same player as Honey Badger, but I think he brings the physicality that you kind of don't expect from a player of his size. It kind of reminds me of Bob Sanders a little bit.
He's a very Spagnuolo pick.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay.
Yeah, the Ravens, Eagles, and Chiefs really liked him. And one of our, I don't know if you guys had to leave, but when we did the mock draft on Tuesday, one of the Chiefs fans called trading up for McDuffie. So I want to give him credit for that.
Nice. Big
Okay,
dubs.
22 Packers. Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness.
I
Hated
like
what
them.
they did.
I like them going linebacker. I don't like them going Quay Walker over Devin Lloyd.
Okay, it's not even that they picked the wrong linebacker. They picked the wrong Georgia linebacker times two. To me, there's two better Georgia linebackers than Quay Walker, and that's not a slight against Quay Walker. It's just how good the Georgia defense was. So I'm convinced that Green Bay has forgotten their color scheme and that they got some Georgia helmets and just kind of forgot their color scheme. That's bizarre. They have Devondre Campbell. I don't think it was a need. I don't think it was a value pick. I don't think it was a position of value.
I don't know what they're doing. I would have gone Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd was my LB1, and he stays my LB1.
I think it's a D minus. I think it's the worst pick of the first round. All right.
Worse than.
We will get to
we'll
that.
get there.
All right.
23. Sneaky bad pick here, too. Kyrie Elam traded up for the Bills.
The pick's not bad. Trading
I
up
like Kyrie
is bad.
Elam as a player. I wouldn't have traded up.
No, I would
unless
not.
the Cowboys really wanted him.
Now, I will say the Ravens have 6 fourth-round picks. So if you're interested in a fourth-round pick, we have 6 of them.
Do you really?
Yes, we have 6 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to do a 4-round mock draft the other day, and I was just rolling my eyes because I knew it was just a 3-round mock draft. I'd have 4 picks, but it's a 4-round mock draft, so I had 9 picks.
I love the 4th round in this draft.
I'm not sure
I'm not sure
if I like a trade up for Elam.
I don't.
Maybe the mastermind in Buffalo is Joe Shane.
Yes, that's my take. Elam, good player. I think player B plus if you got him at 25.
Sneaky need for cornerback in Buffalo.
Yeah, you need an alternate. I think it's a good scheme fit as well with Trey White. I would go probably C plus as a whole with factoring in that you gave up a 4th for him. So solid pick. Tyler Smith, offensive tackle, Cowboys.
Love
they
it.
get another T. Smith.
I love this.
I think
It's
it's
one of the most underrated picks.
I think it's a touch early, but go get your guy. I think I would go C plus there. He can play guard year 1, left guard, and then eventually he can slide in and just keep the T. Smith legacy going at left tackle.
But I also don't like all the penalties, and it's like
Well,
Another nasty guy, though.
when you
Another
draft
nasty
a
guy.
guy that has like penalty concerns, my immediate thought jumps straight to Eric Flowers. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're a giant. It's a giant.
It's a giant of me.
All right.
I love Tyler Smith. I think that's right around the range where he should have went to, and I was pissed because I wanted him in the second round for the Jets. But again, the Cowboys drafting offensive line usually goes well, and losing. I think Collins is on his last leg. I'm sorry, not Collins. Collins is gone.
Cincinnati.
Smith.
Collins is gone. I think Smith is on his last leg too, and you need to start, recycling in some new blood. And I like Smith a lot.
All right. 25 Ravens.
Linderbaum A+.
Hey.
A++.
Okay.
Best pick
come
in the
on.
draft.
There we go. That's that.
I mean, come on.
26. Jets, Jermaine Johnson. I think Jermaine
Another
Johnson.
A++.
Yeah,
A+.
I think that's
The
pick of
value
first round.
there? Come on.
We were having
Yeah.
conversations. Jermaine Johnson at 4. Jermaine Johnson at 4. Jermaine Johnson at 4. Get him at 26. Congratulations. 27.
Shout out to the MetLife team for finally killing a draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
job.
27.
Who was 27?
It was Jags. Jags with Devin
Trade up
Lloyd.
for Devin Lloyd, B+.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I am a big fan of Devin Lloyd. Always have been.
I like the player. I don't like trading up for him there. B-.
Yeah. The one thing is, and it's probably just a Jags bias that I, kind of have to rip on them because of what they did with paying that receiver. They invested also a lot of money in the Falcons in Aluakon, and now you're investing a trade up in the same position. I know you could do more with Lloyd and move him around. It's just a lot invested on a bad team and a bad roster at a position that's not exactly a premium spot.
Like, it's not exactly edge or corner.
Love
Like,
the
if they
player,
had
though.
spent- Yeah, if they had spent that money on corner, if they had traded up for, honestly, any corner in the first 2 rounds, even if they take like a project, like a, heaven forbid, like a Zion McCollum. Zion McCollum will go today, and we'll be very excited to hear his name called.
Yeah.
28.
Wyatt. You know what? I'm going to be real with you.
Sneaky
I
need.
hate it.
I like the
Really?
pick. I'm sorry.
hate it.
I like the pick. I like the pick.
I think it's a sneaky need. I think you needed like a well-rounded. Kenny Clark's getting up there. You have like the young superstar. Rashawn Gary was just a menace last season. Finally
I like
popped
the
off.
pick.
I like it a lot.
I
too.
don't think
you know
Packers
why
wanted
I
to
hate
lose
it?
to Pickens.
I
Why?
hate it because of what they just did with Quay Walker, and you're combining 2 guys where you're like an inside linebacker, an interior defensive lineman on a team with Aaron Rodgers. You just traded Adams. What like?
Who do
I
you?
know,
Okay,
I
what
know the
wide
value of the
are you taking at
receiver wasn't
22?
there, right? I would have
Or
taken Sky
28?
Moore.
Okay, I think that's maybe a touch early for
Oh,
me.
yeah. Sky Moore still.
I do love me some Sky Moore though.
I just don't understand. Like, how is Aaron Rodgers okay with any of this? How is he okay with? You just gave him like $250 million. How is he okay with trading Devontae Adams, and you're not even using a first-round pick on one of these guys, like a guy to replace him? You got 2 non-premium positions in the first round. Like, I don't know, man. I'd be out of. What is he doing? Get me out of there.
That's fair. All right, 29.
29 was that wasn't Karlaftis. No, that was Cole Strange.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Okay.
it.
Oh
And
boy.
it made me so friggin' mad because I
Nick, you
love.
go first.
Sorry. And this is what happens when you play with that asshole in fantasy football and he takes your sleeper in the second round, a guy who you're like, all right, I've penciled in, my sleeper receiver, my number 3 receiver in the 6th round. I love it. I can't wait for him. I'm a lock to get him. And then some asshole doesn't know what he's doing, takes him in the 2nd round. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, I wanted this guy. He was my value guy. And some asshole takes him in the 1st round. And I wanted Cole Strange so badly in the 3rd round. And yeah, I know some people are like, oh, he wasn't getting out of the 2nd round. I don't know about that. And now he
He's a good
goes to the
player.
1st
Let's
round.
not-
He's a good
Let's
player.
not mince
Yeah.
words. He was a good
I
player.
wanted him.
At
I think he's super
29?
athletic. It was
Okay.
so weird.
Devil's advocate. Zion gone. Kenyon Green gone. You need a guard. You want a guard. You trade down. You get some draft capital later in the draft. I think I'm going to give it a C.
I'll give it. You know
Oh,
what?
I'm more mad at just the circumstance of it than I am the pick.
It's
Yeah.
the most Belichick pick that Belichick has ever made, and somehow that's by a long shot. He's either going to stink or
be a
he's going to be the
perennial
next
All-Pro.
Logan Mankins.
Oh man.
There's no
And
way
there's-
Cole Strange thought he was getting drafted last night. Like he probably that dude was probably duck hunting or some shit and didn't even have his flip phone on him.
Oh my
And
goodness.
like
Hold
his
on,
agent had to like
there's
send a
quote
letter to him.
I gotta pull up that is absolutely incredible.
Oh.
Cole Strange has already been like conditioned to like the Patriot way, where like someone asked him something and he was just like, "You should defer to Coach Belichick on that." Like he's been a member of the team for 20 minutes and he's already
Yeah,
just,
he might have
he's speaking in hushed
Belichick
tones.
might have told him already, like, "Yeah, I'm picking you at 29. I don't care." I told him like 6 weeks ago.
We liked what he saw at the Senior Bowl against a higher competition. I can't do a Belichick. God, it's kind of growing on me. I'm not gonna lie, it's growing on me a little bit.
All right, 30. Karlaftis.
Hey,
Unbelievable value there.
Oh boy, really?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
At
B
30?
minus. B minus.
I think the two of us are higher.
I had
on
a true
Karlaftis
first round grade on him, like a top 20 player, top 50.
Yeah,
top
I
20
like
player.
him.
And a position of value.
I would have
and a
gone
position of
Ebikidi
need.
over Karlaftis.
That's
my thing.
I
to
would.
win now, maybe.
You know, in the back of my mind, when the Jets were trading up to 26, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was like, oh, it's definitely JJ. But then the Jet fan in me was like, don't fucking do it. Don't take Karlaftis.
All right.
And look, I like him. I think if you give him some time, maybe like Rashawn Gary, in 2-3 years, he might be really good.
Right. All right. 31. Dax Hill.
Love it.
I like it.
Means that Bates is gone.
But Dax Hill is such
Oh,
a
that's
player.
true.
He's a leader.
Okay.
He's a winner.
I have a thought.
A
for
minus.
You. I have a thought for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dax
maybe
Hill,
Bates is a Jet next
boundary
year.
corner this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You have Hilton in the slot, Bates, Bell. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that if you get a boundary corner that good at 31A.
Yes.
All right, 32, Lewis Seen.
Love.
B minus.
A plus.
I do like seeing. I just didn't like the trade.
You know,
The
it's
trade
funny.
is a
He's my
disaster.
number one safety, unless Kyle Hamilton went to the Ravens. So it was really the only like stipulation. Like I know that's not fair because it's like totally random and made up. Was I like Lewis Seen over Kyle Hamilton unless he went to one team, and he did go to that one team.
Yeah.
So I will say Seen was my second safety in this draft, and
Understood.
oh god, I love him. I love Lewis Seen.
Yeah, understood. I would go B plus. The trade is a disaster. They got a good player.
That's true.
Yeah, so that'll wrap us up today. Any last words?
I just love the second round.
Where
I
do you
can't
think
wait for
the
this.
Jets go in the second round? Where do you think the Giants go in the second round?
I think the Jets will look to trade back because I think there's a few guys who they really like that should be there, and they could probably get them later and add another third or fourth. Perry and Winfrey they like. They like the interior D-line guys.
Travis Jones, I like there.
I like Jones.
Jones too. I think Jones might go to Tampa first, right off the.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
I
Oh,
like that.
Okay.
Who
Who
I got
else?
an over under
Giants
Oh,
36.
yeah, you're right.
Oh, sorry, Splash. Giants at 36. Probably someone on the defense. Maybe a secondary player. They like Petrie as well as the Jets.
I like Petrie
Definitely.
there. I think if what's his face? If Booth falls, I think he's the pick.
Yeah. Yep. One of those two corners. Gordon.
What about Nakobe? No.
I don't. So this is. I hate doing this because it's the what I hear interferes with the what I want, and like the what I want is for the Jets to get him too, or the Giants. But what I hear is like teams are worried, so it's like, but all it takes is one. Like, who's picking second in the first round? Minnesota. I mean, it could go there. I mean, probably not. But like all it takes is one team, and they're like, well, Nakobe Dean is like a first round talent for me. I'm taking him, but like a bunch of teams have him out of the top 50.
Wow.
Yeah, ouch. But again, all it takes is one.
All it takes is one.
Cole Strange is a first round pick for Bill Belichick.
I like them going Petrie or Booth or Kyler Gordon. Actually,
I
the
love
Giants
Kyler
be a
Gordon.
good pick.
Kyler Gordon, Ravens at 45. Let's do it.
I don't think he's going to go before.
I think so too. Okay. Over under. How many picks do the Ravens make in the fourth round tomorrow?
5.
It's over under 4.5. They currently have 6 picks.
Over under 45. 4.5. I mean,
Yeah, over under 4.5 fourth round picks.
they're going to trade 2 of them. Yeah, I'm going to go.
I think
under.
so too. I agree. I think they should. I think they should like package them, get another 3rd round pick, or maybe move up from 76,
or get something for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need a take alert alarm. Take alert. Like when you drop something, like that's a take.
Yeah.
Under 4.5.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a take. Make sure you guys download the uSTADIUM app.
Yes,
we
sir.
have been. I was at the draft yesterday, just refreshing my uSTADIUM feed, getting this crappy Wi-Fi, just refreshing my feed, making sure all of you guys get your points out.
Just got some Giants news.
What?
2 names. Ready? Roger McCreary, Luke Gadecki.
Whoa! At 36.
I love McCreary.
I like Gadecki.
So last night when I was like, Evan Neal, I got the text. Evan Neal was
same guy.
Yeah, same contact. Evan Neal. They have Evan Neal over Icky. They have Evan. He was their first tackle. They're taking him. I thought it was at 5. I probably should have said 5 or 7. Obviously, Thibodeau higher. So that was the where the Evan Neal came from. So if we want to post it out, McCreary or Gadecki, those are the 2 names to watch.
Well, there you go.
All right.
What a time to be alive. Yeah. Make sure you download the uSTADIUM app. We post banger content all day, every day. We are frantically charging our phones, refreshing our feeds. We had a great draft coverage yesterday. Shout out to Chris and Scott. Banger show for 2.5, 3 hours. The content team, Henry, Jack, Nick, you guys are great. And then we're trying to hold down the fort in Vegas and keep Frankie's blood alcohol level below the legal maximum.
Do we even know if he got back to the hotel?
I haven't the slightest idea. We're not going to discuss that on air. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate the comments. We have chaos in the chat. Just blowing it. Yeah, a lot of chaos in the chat. Dan, Derek, Chris, Zuko. We love it. Appreciate it. Download the uSTADIUM app. Follow uSTADIUM on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Snapchat.
Jeez.
You can follow Zach and I on Twitter.
You are not following me on Snapchat.
How far are your guys' room from Frank?
Like 5 feet away.
I got back early.
Oh, you're right next door?
I had a project to get done.
Yeah.
What time is it by you guys?
10:34.
10:30 right now.
Oh, you got to give him some time.
I like that pick, man.
36 though.
At 1 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, go live. No, don't go live. Record it and go look for him.
Oh boy.
Give him to 1 o'clock because most likely
Frankie?
he got back in around 5. Yeah, most likely he got back in around 4 or 5. And Noah's not around too. That's what a bad influence he is on Noah.
Shocking.
I'm sure one of them will pull up eventually.
All right.
You guys gotta please record and go find it. We were
all right.
So we were at
it'll be a TikTok. It'll be a TikTok or YouTube short. Instagram Reels. There we go.
All right.
We were following Frank on live yesterday.
I'm a big Luke Gadecki fan.
At 36.
Yes.
I think that's way too early.
I've seen him going first round.
Where?
I saw Dallas projected to go first.
Okay, so if we get those PFF mock drafts, right, that have the Jaguars taking a quarterback at 1, that's not a source.
Hold on, I'm gonna look right now.
Or the Jets taking 2 quarterbacks
for just the second round. Just the second round. Hold on.
Okay, Nick, did I tell you the story of how like Zach and I found these PFF drafts?
No.
Okay, so we would like maximize the randomness and just let it go. We would pick like the Rams and let it sim, and we would have the goofy like Jags taking quarterback, Jets taking a quarterback at 4 and 10, like it was running backs flying off the board, like Aidan Hutchinson going in the 3rd round. I had a couple that Bernard Raymond was available at 104 for the Rams. Lots of fun, and I think those are some of the mock drafts that Zach found Luke Gadecki in the first round.
I like him, but McCreary would be a great pick.
Oh yeah, McCreary would get an A from me. All right, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification
Frank
bell.
is up. I
Okay.
just received a text from Frank.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna go harass
1:30.
Frankie. Peace
Yeah,
out.
give him some
Stadium
time.
at the draft.